little bit of good news for Arsenal as well, because the door is not totally closed on Arsenal qualifying. But to qualify for it, they are...
Got news reaching us from football's world governing body FIFA, who have been holding a meeting in Saudi Arabia where the Club World Cup is taking place. Our chief reporter, Carvey Solikal, is live in Jeddah for us. Carvey, what can you tell us about the 2025 Club World Cup?
Yes, this is a new tournament that FIFA will be launching in 2025. And basically what it is a World Cup every 4 years for clubs. Now, what's been happening today at a FIFA Council meeting here in Jeddah is FIFA have been agreeing on what the qualifying criteria is going to be. So put simply, how do clubs qualify to play in this new tournament in 2025? And there is good news, and I'm afraid there's also bad news for English clubs. The good news is Chelsea and Manchester City will definitely be playing in the new Club World Cup in 2025. But the bad news is that Liverpool and Manchester United have been locked out of this competition. There's also a little bit of good news for Arsenal as well, because the door is not totally closed on Arsenal qualifying. But to qualify for it, they are going to have to win the Champions League this season. Now, I can hear you in the studio thinking, why? What's going on? How do you explain all this? Well, look, the qualifying criteria are that this tournament is going to have 32 clubs. 12 of the clubs are going to come from UEFA. Now, to get into this competition, it all depends on how you have performed in the Champions League over the past 4 seasons, including this season. Now, Chelsea and Manchester City qualify because they have won the Champions League. And there's also a cap of 2 clubs from each country. So we've already got Chelsea and Manchester City in it, so we can't have another English club in the competition, which means that Liverpool, even though they're doing very well in the Champions League coefficient over the past 4 seasons, because they're not in it this season, but the past 3 seasons they performed pretty well, they had a really good chance of qualifying for it, but now they are not going to be able to play because there's a cap on the number of sides from each country, just 2. As far as Manchester United are concerned, again, they can't qualify for it, but Arsenal can. Now, we've got some more information as well about other clubs who have qualified for the tournament already. I can tell you that Real Madrid have qualified for it because they won the Champions League a couple of years ago. Also, because of how well they have performed in the Champions League, Bayern Munich, PSG, Inter Milan, Porto, and also Benfica have already qualified for the tournament. Now, the remaining 3 or 4 places allocated for European sides, they are likely to go to Borussia Dortmund or Atletico Madrid or RB Leipzig or Barcelona, Juventus, Napoli, Red Bull Salzburg or Lazio. And there are 4 clubs who could qualify for the tournament by winning the Champions League this season. And those 4 clubs are Arsenal, Copenhagen, Real Sociedad or PSV Eindhoven. So I know it's a little bit complicated, but the bottom line is good news if you're a Man City fan or a Chelsea fan, because you have qualified for this new tournament in 2025. I'm afraid it's bad news for Liverpool and Manchester United. Arsenal, they still got a chance of qualifying, but they have to win the Champions League this season.